Hi, I'm Jan from Beau Bowtique, and today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little Christmas hat. It can either be mounted on a headband like this, an alligator clip, or in today's tutorial I'm going to be attaching some elastic. Okay, so first of all, in your template pack you should get the cone shape for the hat, the bottom of the hat with the slits in for you to attach it, the hat ribbon band, and the buckle. And for this project I'm using foam for the hat and the ribbon, and I've got some felt glitter scrap fabric for the buckle. And then for the actual feather boa I'm using Marabou feather trim. So first of all I need to trace out my template pieces and cut them out, so I'll come back to you once I've done that. I've just got a little tip here for you. When you're using the foam, I like to use one of these retractable pencils, and as I trace around it, it actually leaves an imprint in the foam. Right, so I know you can't actually see it on the camera, but if you look closely you can see where it's imprinted, and that makes it easier to cut out, especially if you're doing it on black. Okay, I'll just carry on cutting out and I'll come back to you. When you're cutting out the smaller shapes, just take your time. Again, I'm using my curved scissors. Don't rush this bit because this is a main focal point on the hat, so you want it to look neat. There we go. So next what we need to do is take the buckle and your ribbon part, make sure you've got it the right way up so there's no pencil mark showing, and then just simply thread through one side of the buckle, slide it halfway down the ribbon. Again, just take your time doing this. A little bit further. Then on the opposite end, you want to thread that back through the opposite side of the buckle. And again, gently pull it through. Right, so next we want to look at the cone shape. Here we're going to start off gluing from the bottom upwards. So first of all I'm going to place a small amount of glue on this part, just going in to that lip. matching it up at the bottom, overlapping it, just holding it in place for a few seconds. Now we want to add a bit more glue. Go to the top of the lip. Manoeuvre it over. Hold it in place for a few seconds. Remove any excess glue. Move further up on the hat. Hold it in place for a few seconds. Now we're just at the top of the hat. Tiny bit of glue. Hold it in place. Remove any bits of glue you've got on your fingers. And then come back to the comb. Cut away any little bits of excess glue, and it should be looking like that. Next, what we want to do is take the bottom of the hat. Just bear with me one moment because I've dropped my scissors. And we need to make sure, first of all, that the slits on your hat are parallel and the back of the hat seam sits on the back. So we're now going to start at the back with a tiny bit of glue. Just hold it into place for a few seconds. Hold it into place. More glue. Leave it a few seconds to set. Move round with a bit more glue. Hold it in place. Back round with the glue. Hold it into place. Hold it into place. Now we're just coming round to the back of the hat again. So again, just hold it into place. And your hat should be looking like that. Okay, so we've got our cone shape, and this next step is to place the ribbon around the hat. Now you don't want to go too near to the bottom because you're putting a feather trim round. So what I would do is place a small amount of glue onto the back and both sides of the beginning of the buckle, like so, ensuring that the seam is at the back. I would just eyeball it up to where you would want it. I'm going to go about there, and then I'm just going to hold the buckle down for a few seconds, allowing it to stick, like so. And then we're going to bring the buckle ribbon around. Now, as you can see, depending upon where you're placing your buckle, you will need to trim your ribbon. So next part is to place a bit of glue along the ribbon sides. Hold it into place. Hold it into place. Check your buckle, make sure you're happy that it's securely glued down. I can see a bit there that needs a bit of glue on it. Hold it into place. Then on this side, a tiny bit of glue. Hold it into place. There we go. Right, the next part is to look at the pom-pom. So I've cut a 2.5 inch piece of Marabou feather trim, and what I'm going to do is pop a little bit of glue on the end there and then stick it together and hold it for a few minutes. Hold it together. Just leave that to one side. Next, we're going to go round the bottom of the hat with the trim. And sometimes when you get this feather boa, sometimes it can be a bit straggly like that one is in places. So I'm going to cut that piece off because I don't want that on the hat. I can save that bit for another pom-pom. I'm quite happy with how that next bit is looking. So I'm going to start at the front, and I'm just going to place the trim around the back, around the front, just to give me a rough idea of where it's going to sit, and I'm quite happy with that. So I'm going to snip this end off here, and then starting at the back on the seam, I'm just going to place some glue and put that end on, hold it into place, then simply just move around the hat with the glue gun, placing your feather trim in place and holding it for a few seconds. Coming up to near the end now, so just a final bit of glue, hold it into place for a few seconds, and then what we want to do is make sure that the ends meet, which they do there. So I can just trim that little bit off there that we don't need. And then secure the very ending with another blob of glue. Hold it in place. And your hat should be looking like this. So it's like on the underneath. So next I'm going to add some thread of elastic. Now I've measured this elastic, let me just see, 12. It's about 20 inches long, and all I'm going to do is just form a bit of a loop at one end like that. Place my finger carefully into the groove of the slip part. Feel for it with your finger that's on this side and just pull it through. Now you can carefully just put a knot in the bottom like this. I'm not putting a secure knot in because I want to leave it so that whoever comes to wear it can undo the knot and tighten up the elastic to suit their neck shape. But once that's been done, then all you do would be to push that knot back through into the underneath so it's not seen. The final part now is the pom-pom, which is going to go on here like so. And then all you need to do is decide if you want to keep it upright or bend it like this one. So obviously to keep it upright, you would just glue on the pom-pom to the top and that would be it, finished. But I want to fold this one, so I'm going to show you how I do that. Just literally get the top, fold it over, put a good amount of glue on the underside of the back of the hat, and then hold the hat in place for a good few minutes, because you really want this one to be set. Just get rid of all the bits of feather whilst I'm waiting for that to set. Like so. Then I'm going to get my pom-pom and I'm just going to glue. So I want a bit of glue in the centre there. And then I'm just going to place that pom-pom on the edge of that corner of the hat top. Just hold it into place. I'm going to need a bit more glue there. that's it. That's the cute little Christmas hats. Thanks for watching.